Governor Doug Burgum. Governor,
Good to see you guys.
hey,
Thank you
thanks for talking with us here. We'll make this quick. So first off, your reaction to the selection for Senator Vance as Donald Trump's running mate?
Well, President Trump has made an excellent selection. As a small town guy, I got to say, what's not to like about someone with an incredible personal story like J.D. Vance and small town background, and of course served our country in the military. And then his backyard is the 3 states that we've got to win: Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. So excellent choice, and they're going to be a great team.
Governor, when did you learn? We're in North Dakota only right now. Governor. Justin, go ahead. Justin.
Governor Burgum, you and I sat down back in March, and you said back then that you wouldn't rule out running for another political position. Is that still the case?
Well, I've got 151 days left as governor of North Dakota, and that's my day job, my responsibility, which is a 7 by 24-hour day job.
Quick follow-up on that: Would you run for president again?
Well, I think right now the focus is on getting President Trump elected this November. That's absolutely the most important thing that we have to do. And there's so many problems there's such a mess we've got to clean up from all the Biden's policies that are affecting the economy, affecting energy, affecting national security, affecting the border. There's a lot of work to be done. But the focus right now is getting President Trump elected.
So last night, President Trump making his appearance, what did that mean to you? What did that mean to the country?
Well, last night, it was electric in this arena, and I think it's hard to imagine. We were only 48 hours away from something, a millimeter away from a national catastrophe that would have seared, into our entire history the same way like a JFK assassination. I mean, we were so lucky. We would be in chaos and mourning right now, but instead here we are celebrating President Trump's nomination and celebrating a united Republican Party with a platform that can lift up Republicans, independents, Democrats. It's a fantastic, but I think as Catherine and I, all we felt yesterday when we saw him was gratitude, and not just gratitude for President Trump, but really this is divine providence. I mean, there's no other way to explain something where you could come a millimeter away from an absolute change that would have affected our entire country.
We don't know that you're speaking yet or anything, but our next question is, when you're going to speak, what does that symbolize to the state of North Dakota?
Well, I will be speaking tomorrow night in the 7 o'clock hour, and it's about how to make America strong again. And I think people that know me, that's followed my campaign last year, supporting President Trump this year, it's going to be on 3 things, which is we've got going 180 degrees the wrong direction under Joe Biden on energy, and that affects our economy, and that affects our national security.
Governor, you've spoken with Governor.
So now, real quick, just over here, you said right now you're going to be going back to becoming the governor for the next 151 days. After that, though, depending on what you decide to do with the Trump administration, what is it going to be like? Are you going to show any support for Republican nominee Kelly Armstrong for your governor, running for a governor? What is there going to be any work done on that part, and have you speaking to him about that?
Well, absolutely. Called Kelly the first night that he won, congratulated him on winning that primary. He's got to win in the fall, of course, but in North Dakota, high expectation. The Republican candidate will be there, and we're already, between my team and his team, are talking to him about transition. We've got a lot left that we've got to do back in North Dakota. Of course, one of the things that very much our administration is looking forward to, we get to do the budget address that sets up next year's legislature, and that we'll be looking forward to delivering that in the first week of December to our legislature as the outgoing governor. But we'll be working with Kelly to make sure we have a smooth handoff, and we've got thousands of hours put into building this budget. It's going to be the best one we've ever delivered, and we're going to keep going because we know North Dakota's got the fastest growing GDP in the nation. We got the lowest unemployment. We got the highest workforce participation. We're going to put a budget that talks about making smart moves in the government to make sure we can keep our private sector just booming.
One more for North Dakota, Governor. I know you developed a close relationship with the former president through this process. After Saturday, did you reach out to him and talk with him, and what was that conversation?
Well, when we did speak after that, the very first thing from Catherine and I was just thank God you're alive. Call it a miracle, as I've said, I think divine providence, but clearly it would have been such, we couldn't even comprehend what the change would have been without him. So that was our first thing, and of course having to get to know the Trump family, also had reached out to the kids in that family too, because it's the thing, this is their dad, this is their grandpa that came a millimeter away, and if you're sitting at home and whether you're with them, some were with them, some were watching at home, and you watch your own father father or grandfather, it'd take a bullet. You're not sure during those minutes. I mean, when he stood up and pumped his fist, for the family members, a huge, incredible moment of relief. But for our nation, that iconic picture that's him that David Mills took with the flag behind his fist bump, I mean, that could be the photo of the century, and it'll be in children's history books 100 years from now. Really the definition of strength, the definition of courage, and such a contrast to what we're seeing in Joe Biden right now. I think that's the other thing that just hits the American psyche, which is, wow, wish the election was tomorrow. Let's get this guy back in office.
One last question here from us. We are curious to know, if Trump is elected, are you going to be taking a position within his administration?
Well, no commitments have made, but when I talked to President Trump yesterday after he made his decision, he called, and the first thing he said was, "Hello, Mr. Secretary." He's got a great sense of humor. I thought it was a great way to open that call, and he had super kind words for Catherine, our First Lady of North Dakota, all the work that she's done, eliminating the stigma of the disease of addiction. She shared her own story of her struggle and her recovery. But of course, President Trump has shared publicly that he lost a brother to the disease of addiction. So this is something that touches every family, including their family. And so nothing but positive words from him yesterday. And and we didn't get into this. We weren't trying to run to be vice president. We weren't running for a cabinet. Everybody knows that after my very long career in the private sector, and with what's happening with AI and technology now, lots of options in the private sector come December 15th. But for right now, our focus is on making sure that we finish strong in North Dakota, and the one way we protect it for the next governor of North Dakota, the citizens of North Dakota, President Trump in office right now, that's the #1 thing we can do to make sure that our state, and any energy producing state, any ag producing state, keeps rolling forward.
Thanks,
All right, thank you.